Many charities depend on their own thrift stores to pay for their missions. And most of the merchandise for those stores comes from people kind enough to donate clothing and household items.
But many of the charities say for-profit businesses are creating confusion for customers and donors, and people may not know how much is going to the charity. Greg Privet looks at all sides as Alabama's 13 investigates thrift stores. Who profits?
Big money in the big business of thrift. The Association of Resale Professionals calculates its industry's annual revenue at $13 billion. That's billion with a B. Salvation Army, Goodwill, Lovelady, Jimmy Hale Mission, The Foundry, United Veterans, Habitat for Humanity. For local nonprofits like these operating their own thrift stores, mixing merchandise with ministry makes a difference. At the Salvation Army, Captain Dan Matthews salutes people who donate sofas, electronics, and glassware galore. It all helps pay for its adult rehabilitation center in Birmingham. The ARC has saved countless men battling abuse of drugs and alcohol.
Whenever someone buys something from our store, they're helping men recover their lives, and we want the public to know that, and we want to thank the public for shopping at our stores.
Over at Alabama Goodwill Industries, Don Smith says these bins full of donations generate money that goes to train people with disabilities so they can get jobs.
If you donate to Goodwill, it's all used within this organization.
Golf clubs, bikes, baby carriers. Alina McCoy reassures folks this donated merchandise foots the bill to turn around the lives of drug-addicted women at the Lovelady Center.
Everything that we get through the store, it is donations, everything you buy, everything you donate, anything you buy at this store will go straight to the Lovelady Center.
Drop an item into a donation box and it goes to help a nonprofit charity like the Jimmy Hale Mission, right? Well, not necessarily. It can go into a massive inventory stream that winds up on store shelves of multi-million-dollar businesses.
The general public, they can't discern between who's who a lot of times.
Savers, a billion-dollar for-profit business with more than 300 stores, is inching closer to Alabama. In St. Louis, Savers partners with the Vietnam Veterans of America, paying them to go out and collect donated items to sell in Savers stores. Goodwill in St. Louis is critical of the arrangement. Mark Kars with Goodwill St. Louis tells Alabama's 13 charities have come to him saying teaming up with Savers was a mistake. He says the charities come up on the short end of the stick. Kars complains Savers keeps most of the money and most of the store's customers have no idea. But Savers points to a guaranteed income stream paying for items in bulk by the pound, whether the merchandise sells or not. Savers won't disclose how much money or the percentage it pays to its partner nonprofits. Vietnam Veterans of America tells Alabama's 13 its deal with Savers is confidential. Notice new donation bins like this scattered across Alabama? This one's in Homewood. Use Again is another for-profit business building on people's donated stuff. It, too, partners with charities, but its giving falls short, according to the Better Business Bureau. The BBB warns potential donors, Use Again is not a charity as some may think. Alabama's 13 called Use Again. So far, no response. The issue, according to the Charities Review Council, is adequate disclosure. Its philosophy, donors deserve to know who benefits from deals between businesses out to make a profit and charities. The CRC advises total transparency as the ethical best practice.
So you can see there is always something new at America's thrift stores.
The biggest privately owned thrift store chain in the Southeast. ATS collects, processes, and markets more than 50 million pounds of donations year in, year out. The Birmingham-based business is a major moneymaker, enough so to catch the eye of Alpine investors in San Francisco, California. The private equity firm now owns 69% of ATS. America's Thrift Stores has a contract with King's Home. an Alabama charity helping hundreds of women and young people. The nonprofit was glad to give up collecting its own donations. When somebody calls in to make a donation, the call comes here?
No, it does not. It goes to the thrift operation. So they handle all of that.
Lou Burdette says King's Home decided it was better off partnering with a for-profit retail chain and lending the King's Home name to them. You may have gotten one of these King's Home branded postcards mailed out by America's Thrift Stores. Are those your trucks or are they?
That is America's Thrift Stores trucks.
America's Thrift Stores trucks with the store's employees driving, picking up, processing, and selling your donations. The benefit to King's Home? No trucks, no stores, no overhead, no hassle. When it comes to donations, all King's Home has to do now is deposit checks. Your model is a little different because America Thrift Store is a for-profit business.
Well, they give away 53% of what they make, so I don't know many corporations that give away that much.
King's Home, getting a guaranteed slice of profit from America's Thrift Stores. But back at Goodwill, Don Smith says private, profit-motivated big business thrift stores confuse customers and people donating items.
It's just like a pie. It takes another piece out of the pie.
I called America's Thrift Stores several times. The company has not returned my calls asking for an interview. Instead, their public relations rep called me. I asked David Davis for dollar amounts and how the America's Thrift Stores contract works with King's Home. Davis hasn't called me back. If you know of something I should look into, email me at gprivet@wvtm.com. Greg Privet, Alabama's 13 Investigates.